game. He needs the golden staff, he needs a couple of items before he gets things going, right? So it's not necessarily the same early game power that the Granger or the Bruno might have.
That's right.
Of course, both of them do scale very well too. It's just the early power being traded off.
But I gotta echo what you said, right? Evos SG with the Granger is gonna spike a lot faster. The Notorious villain side, there's no one there that could actually soak Rhapsody's damage. So it could be they have to make the Rhapsody miss.
They need to dodge around it, they need to put pressure. It's JPL who's going to be on his famous show, and now Fenrir, he's caught out an early fight, breaking out Evos SG. They want to push up the Rhapsody damage onto Suna, coming in, forces him away. And that's the early power from the Granger Evos SG. They're going to try and push this wave out. Because it is double range and they have the pressure, they will be able to clean this wave and make the rotation.
Yeah, so that's going to be good for Evos SG, right? Getting a quick level 2 or even the early levels going in, they'll be able to rotate straight to the Little Wanderer. They're going to be hit level 2. Instead, Notorious Villain's going to go to their purple buff instead.
Now look at this. This is really good coming from Evos. They're looking at steal 1 camp, and this is what they always do when they have the early initiative. Walk in, steal the camp next to the buff, and then walk back with a small advantage.
Yeah, and because like how the river is very tight, right? It's a lot easy to dash away just in case Notorious Villains actually go for that crab. But instead, Notorious Villains, they're going to prioritize that purple buff, so Evos SG can take that farm without a doubt at all.
Pokemon taking a bit of pressure again in the side lane against MPL-SG. It's the same idea with this Paquito and the Benedetta. Early pressure and good mobility allows you to make plays. JPL though, level 1, sitting on the side, looking to make something happen. Might get caught out here, level 2 now.
Alright, at least JPL is level 2, so he could be a little bit more ballsy in terms of these kind of engage. He's gonna be a little bit more slippery.
Jumped on now, JPL has to be careful, running away. MPL-SG roaming up the river to assist Notorious Villains. They were worried that Evos SG had power in numbers, so they call up Paquito, but meanwhile, the bottom side Pokemon, he's going to get punished here. He's going to have to flicker away, and now he's going to get pressured out. MPL-SG on the plate, succeeding against the first blood. Evos SG, they bleed, and Notorious Villains, they get the early advantage.
Yep, and at the same time, Evos SG making the similar play at the top side, but no cigar over to the side of Evos SG, as Dara is not the one that gets taken down.
Now, let's take a look at the mini-map. You can see Turtle has instantly spawned, as we called it, and Suna is on that. Post-haste, he's going to take down this objective. Fenrir and Collier running interference, not allowing Evos SG to come in, but they want to force the issue. They might want to contest this.
Okay, big Turtle is actually getting contested by the side of Notorious Villains. Eyes on that Turtle. He's going to be taken by side of Notorious Villains at the same time. Will manipulation will be able to secure MPL-SG as Potato's damage on par against Notorious Villains. We'll be able to take him down. We'll be able to play, but the Blazing Duet comes in. Girl taking a little more damage, but the Consecration will probably help him to stay a little bit alive.
They managed to get the objective. They back out. They lose the trade there. I believe it was a 2-for-1 coming in, so Evos SG, they're still a little bit behind. You can see this in the gold. All that time, though, Pokemon was left completely A-OK. He has no issues. Here, let's take a look at this. Replay courtesy of Heisho Instant Rehydrate. So eyes on the Turtle, immediately Retribution down by Suna, and then the fight breaks out. Pokemon, he's not joining in because he doesn't have level 4 on the bottom of your screen.
Right.
As a result, Evos SG get wiped there in that fight.
Gonna hold on to your replay right there. Potato gets a little bit chunked down, and MPL-SG coming in just to give a little poke. But Notorious Villains has the initiative, right? They took down the Turtle, and they are now dictating Evos SG's fight.
And this was not the plan. This was not what Evos SG was looking for. Their composition excels early on. They excel at putting the pressure down. But Notorious Villains, they're answering and replying very well. JPL now getting caught out. Real manipulation might be able to do some work here. And Fenrir gets killed off by the ultimate. Swoop gets the kill credit, and now they're putting pressure down onto Girl as well. Look at this. MPL-SG with the combos. The left, right, dodge, weave, and bob.
Girl, you know, he's a Uranus, right? But if you want to take down Uranus, you need big damage. You need big bursty damage, what MPL-SG giving. But speaking of big bursty damage, JPL will be able to find Collier, but will drop their Revitalize to make sure that he stays alive a little bit more as we see those two tanks dashing it out. Just not anything happen, but hold on a second there, right there. As Dara at the top side, Evos SG has initiative. Potato will jump on top of JPL, but Collier looking very low. Death Sonata will land on top of there as he's going to be follow up. But Fenrir coming in. Big damage as well. Oh, Potato gets the leader right there. Fenrir, Pokemon looking very low. Will be able to flicker all the way aside. JPL came to right under. Trade for trade. MPL-SG coming in a little bit. And Swoop is the last one to fall from the side of Notorious. Gonna Blazing Duet just for good measure as well. And also, you know, allow him to secure that Turtle as well.
Turtle's gonna be picked up. Girl was nowhere near that fight. Evos SG, they re-engage, and now Girl might get punished here. against Kolya level 6. He pops the Notorious for poise, pushing girl away. Transcender ward is available, so he should be able to pop out Consecration up 2. Taking a look at his replay, right? Where did things go wrong for Evos? They get the kill onto Kolya, all good and nice, fine and dandy. Then they overcommit a little bit too far. Dara flickers out, Fenrir comes in, instantly pops Potato, and they're like, we have no more damage now, we can't fight, and they overextend. Without the Granger, there's no way for them to win that as JPL. He's gonna get caught out. They push him off this particular pathway inside the jungle, but Evos SG, they're stuck in no man's land now. You can see the dive coming in. Kolya, he's charging up, he's looking to jump in. JPL, he has to dodge away the Jikundo. Now joining in the fight is going to be Potato. Now they could turn this onto Embassy, or potentially the Kolya kill with the way of the dragon and the knockup now. Is he going to die though is the question, because he's so tanky.
Yes.
Reinforcements coming in, Embassy turns it around on to Evos SG. Now Notorious Villains, they get the kill, they back off. It's a 1-for-2 trade. Maybe an overcommit from Notorious Villains, but it will look very good for a second there.
Yes, Notorious Villains, right? Sunak unable to engage in because after the Blazing Duet, he doesn't really have any mana left. I feel like Notorious Villains, they really want to push down the top side because Evos SG, they're slowly gaining a little bit of momentum from that one. However, they overcommitted just a little bit. Notorious Villains losing steam a little bit.
Suna here looking to claim his buff, pushing Guru off. Dara is on the side, does have the ultimate available. They want to jump in. The lock up, where is it? They actually get it onto Go, who actually pops his heal coming through, but he should get picked off with the Blazing Duet. That Battle Spell did absolutely nothing for Girl there.
Yep, and in the meantime, at the top side, it's also something that Notorious Villains try to pressure down because that's the only turret that is weak on this side of Evos SG. Right now, it would take a step back. We'll take a look at overall. Notorious Villains is taking where they want to take the fight. They secured 2 turtle, and they're also the one who actually secured the bottom side turret as well.
A lot of the goal on the Notorious Villains side is leaning towards Suna, is leaning towards Embassy, right? So Evos SG, they need to make a play on these prime members, whereas Evos SG, their gold is very much split across everyone. They don't have one person that's particularly strong. As you can see in your split cam on the bottom half of your map, Turtle is going to be taken by Notorious Villains.
Yep, without a doubt, Evos SG could probably seek to basically trade objective. Bottom side, Notorious Villains secures that Turtle. They still have initiative, and it's all do or die because Fenrir, he's online already. You saw him 100-0 in Potato win a blink on an eye. That's absolutely massive.
They need to space properly. They need to make sure that Soup can get a nice real-world manipulation off and not overcommit, right? The moment you overcommit for the Kadita is when you get punished. Evos SG, they need to understand their strength is in team fighting. Look at the stats, look at everything. The numbers prove that they're very good teams. They're a very good team when it comes to team fighting front and back. So don't underestimate your opponent and respect it.
Yes, and what I feel like Fenrir can actually do, right, is to basically do this Kadita wombo combo, find Eve, explode her down, or if you can find Potato, explode her down, and then kite backwards.
In your minimap, JPL's a bit overextended. He's looking to pressure Kolya out. This guy is living in his enemy jungle. He's playing it fast and furious, always on the line, teetering towards the edge. Envy now looking for the dive onto Soup. Remember, this is an Eve. He has to flicker out, and I don't think he has any way to get out from the fight. The Blazing Duet. He pops the real manipulation to get some damage down.
But at the same time,
under the tier 1, you can see Suna is getting focused down. Suna just died here, and they get the kill with Pokemon that eviscerates him. And the turret, they have to turn tail and run. They need help, and they need it now. Evos SG just chasing down. Can they finish up the kills, though, is the question. As Embassy comes in, he's falling so low. Go in the center, taking it off. Now they can turn it across onto Dara, who might just go down here. He doesn't have the space, but managing to get under the mid-tier 1 means that Notorious Villains gets out. And Evos SG, a great turnaround coming in.
Yes, but the worst part is Evos SG, they lost Soup. So there's no more long-range artillery for the side of Evos SG. So that's why Notorious Villains, they're a lot confident stepping out. You can see MPL-SG coming in, dodging all these fights. Very good play coming out from them this season.
You see, again, if he doesn't have his Benedetta, the Keto will work just fine.
Yep.
He's getting the space for his team. And, a bit of a misplay coming from Suna. I have to credit where credit is due and assign the blame appropriately. He overextended. He got caught in the enemy jungle, instantly died. That makes the early kill onto Soup negligible. It's fine.
Yep, but Evos SG right now, they should be looking for initiatives on top of this turtle because they are kind of behind the goal. But Notorious Villains will start this turtle instead. JPL absorbing aggro, but will back off. But it's something very sketchy for Evos SG right now, right? They know that they're going to get instantly bursted down if they overstep just a little bit. But rather than the turtle, it is going to be the Lord.
He digivolved into the Lord, and we saw the ultimate being used by Pokemon there to get out. He had to pop the Brilliance to avoid the dive coming in. Looking at your mini-map, again, Girl is being a nuisance in the top side. It's forcing the rotation out from MPL-SG, and now they're jumping onto JPL. He's a very mobile Cho, though. Can they get the kill? I don't think so. They might have overreached here. Pokemon jumps in, the real manipulation onto the front line. Kolia taking it up before Suna's coming in, fighting the wet. Oh my god!
Oh my goodness, Potato!
Ladies and gentlemen, Suna's ripping them apart. And Envy, they found the fight that they want. A great position. He fails once, he succeeds the second, and Suna punishes Evos-SG.
But the fight's not over yet. MPL-SG is just distracting Evos-SG while Notorious is actually securing that lore. But my dude, Hungry, when the world manipulation goes down, what Kolia did is just lay down that revitalize right that smack in the middle, make sure that Notorious stays alive.
Oh man, it's so hard for Soup to get a good out off because the moment they see the square appear on the screen, Suna just pops. Yeah, circle counter square, right? He comes in and he just pops the Blazing Duet to put pressure onto Soup. Let's take a look at this. JPL gets caught out first.
Yeah, JPL gets caught out first, but he's a child, so don't worry. There you go, Kolia. He's actually absorbing all the damage coming from Potato. But however, Suna finds a very good angle. Will be able to secure JPL very easily.
Talk of the situation. Notorious Villains are 4K ahead.
Oh no.
They're starting to run away with this lead as Evos. They have to group up and defend the mid-tier 2. The knockup coming in from the Kadita, but have they overreached is the question. Getting kicked back. JPL with a massive wave of the Dragon. They get the kill on the Dara, and now they rotate to the bot inhibitor to take out the Lord. So the inhibitor will stay alive. Structures untouched, but MPL-SG, the same can be said for the top tier 2. Yeah,
Evos-SG, they did a very good defense though. Albeit they lose outer turrets, but as long as their inner turrets is still kept alive, it's still possibly some chance over the side of Evos-SG. However, Notorious Villains, I would say they have the better late game draft. Evos-SG, they're starting to lose priority, and they're starting to lose it right now.
Make something happen soon. They need to make something happen post-haste. Evos-SG falling behind. Again, we need all eyes onto Potato. The marksman needs to get the damage off with the Death Sonata as well as the Rhapsody. As we see JPL again teetering on the edge. This guy, toys with risk for breakfast. He's completely fine walking into 3, taking the aggro and just jumping up, but he might get punished this time.
Yeah, because Evos-SG right now, take a look at the Uranus. Girl is actually all the way at the bottom, but it's going to be a 4v5. If Notorious Villain's actually might collapse on top of Evos-SG. JPL swoop going in, gets busted down by Fenrir with a combination of the Blazing Duet. Potato coming down, landing that Sonata, but that won't be necessary. MPL-SG, take a lot of damage to Rodo. JPL coming in. That's the Jit Kundo as well. We'll be able to find MPL-SG looking very low. Potato takes down MPL-SG.
Oh, JPL, he did so well there. He kited in and out of the fight, made sure to give protection to Potato. Girl does his job. Granted, you could fault him for overstaying his push, but now he's going to get tunneled down. Fenrir, Dara, and company are okay not chasing the Uranus. They see how the story goes. They've read that book before, and again, JPL playing with fire, jumping in, getting caught a little bit, but might have been the one that, maybe he was the one doing the catching instead.
Yeah, let's take a look at the items right here, right? Because, you know, Potato already going in for more defensive items, even that attack the win. As well, these are defensive items, so Potato is actually playing a little bit safe. However, over the other side, Zuna is already online with Athena Shield just in case, the Golden Staff as well as Demon Hunter Sword, all the items required. But take a look at Fenrir's item. That Lightning Truncheon is actually what actually spells trouble.
Speaking of trouble, Kolia in the jungle, he's very tanky, but is he tank 3 member damage tanky? Okay, as Evos lets him go. They want to contest this purple because Suna with that is going to wreak havoc on the back lines.
But I feel like what Evos-SG wants to look out for is to secure this dominant position at the top side. As you can see, JPL with the kick will be starting to engage as Swoop lanes out of but the Dara coming in for these flanks. Suna follow up. The Winter Truncheon activated for Swoop. As JPL kites back in and back out. Potato still left alive. Girl coming in the very last second though. Trying to tank out, trying to soak up as much damage. But Suna is on a roll right here. Coming in back. Pokemon still at the back. Girl just zoning out. Dara comes in for the re-engage. JPL looking very low at the same time. The Rhapsody doesn't do enough damage to take down Notorious Villains.
Oh man, Evos, they kite it out at the end. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Kolia goes down, but so does Soup. And again, you can see the problem with this immobile artillery mage. The moment that square appears, they're on him like flies on honey, and it's always a knockup. It's always the Blazing Duet. Them pushing Soup away means that he does not do anything in these fights.
But you gotta admit, right, Evos-SG, they have that discipline to not disengage. When Dara is on top of him, Evos-SG, Soup is trusting every single one of Evos-SG to protect himself.
At this point, if I had to give direct advice, I feel like JPL's kicks his Way of the Dragon have been used to pick people off. maybe position or transition towards using it as a peel tactic to keep Soup safe.
And what Evos actually right now to do is they need to do right now, they're losing this Lord position, which is something that I kind of called for Evos actually. They cannot give out this Lord. However, the girl is actually at the bottom side, just farming up, just trying to push, split push. However, MPL-SG might look for the back door.
Yep, these offlaners are mirroring each other. You can see they're trying to proxy and hold the wave up. Instead, girl going inside the base with the Transcendent Ward, cutting it out. This should signal to the Notorious villains that best case now is going to be a 4 and 5, which is why they start the Lord, and Evos-SG don't have the numbers to fight this.
Yeah, Paquito also revealing himself, so it is going to be a 4v4. JPL might not be the one that's going to pull the trigger, or could it be Fenrir jumping in? JPL knocking up Kolya, still okay. Lord half health will be forced to reset, but Dara will be walking straight on. Suna coming in with the Blazing Duet, bursting Pokemon, and JPL down without a doubt itself. Swoop coming in with the werewolf manipulation, and that's another, but MPL-SG finds him at the way in the back line. Potato gets knocked down. At the same time, there's another split fight happening at the other side. Girl is just taking a JPL looking very low. Will get back. What? Okay, I take that word back. The shield will be able to allow him to get on the way, but it is Notorious who's going to get this Lord.
No, still holding a lot of time. He's allowing for Potato to come back in. He's tanking up 4 members in this fight. The Lord is not touched at all. Girl is still holding out. He still has his battle spell available. Look at the amount of damage. He's just holding. The Lord is still up. And meanwhile, Potato can come in for this fight if they want to contest this. Still, Girl holding the position, waiting for GPL to come in, waiting for Potato to come in. It should be taken away here. It's going to go away sooner. And now Evos, they committed to a fight that they can't win. And Notorious villains say, thank you very much. We'll take the Lord, we'll take the carry, we'll take the kills, and we'll run it down.
Yes, and right now, as the Notorious villain members will be chasing down Girl, you can go see Girl. He's not supposed to be alive, but Swoop will be able to take down Kolya from long range. But Pokemon jumping in a little bit out of position right here. Unfortunately, as Dara continues on the onslaught, Evos-SG gets shredded by Notorious villains.
9, 2, and 8. The plug-and-play pub star Suna for Notorious villains has been popping off, positioning so well. Granted, one mistake in the early game did cost them a small lead, but he's been making up for it ever since. And you look at the opposite side of the coin for Evos-SG. Girl, although he's been cutting waves, although he's been proxy farming, he hasn't been showing up on time to fights, and that has been costing Evos-SG so much, it might just even cost them the game here.
Yep, Blazing Duet will be used to split wave clear. JPL knocks up Dara, but that's not enough because the damage coming off of Evos-SG is not there. Just take a look at the item discrepancy, take a look at the gold discrepancy. This could be all for nothing.
The Lord coming in and is looking to burrow down onto the crystal. Those swings are doing a lot of damage, and Envy, they just have to run in. Good backline damage coming in from JPL. He manages to get away with Dragon, but in the fight, here comes the Luna, and here comes Girl. Now they get the 5v5 that they want, but is it enough though? Meanwhile, inside the base is going down very low. Girl still tanking this one up. They have to re-engage Envy here if they want to close the game out, but instead, they say, we'll take our losses, we'll back off, we'll give you a chance to fight another day. Evos-SG still alive.
Evos-SG, nice defense going on against Notorious villains, right? And you gotta admit, Kolya cannot bring the Fountain towards. You cannot bring Fountain towards, right? But let's take a look at this replay right here. This is the Lord fight. You can see how Girl is tanking so much damage out and just buying a lot of time. However, Potato is still out of position. The side of Evos-SG, they're not alive. They're not responding. So, you know, Girl, I don't know how. He's not supposed to be alive right here.
Just Uranus things, man. He's tanking up 4 members. He buys time for his team to respawn, and they don't get the Lord as quick as they want. So it's a chain of situations as we take a look at the live screen, though. A fight breaking out. You can see just on the tiny screen on the right. In fact, it's going to be JPL focused down. Pokemon backing off now. They have to line this one up. Potato actually doing decent damage against Kolya. Can they hold it for him? Can he get the damage down? Though, with the question is MPL-SG walks in and immediately forces the rotation away from Pokemon. Now JPL comes in. They get the kill onto Fenrir. Now Girl on the center. This Uranus is unkillable. Notorious villains, they have to back out. They've already lost the Kadita, and Evos-SG with the man advantage buy themselves a couple more seconds as they look to re-engage.
But they're looking for a re-engage. Dara finds the backline. Nice knockup on the side of Notorious villains. This could spell disaster about the Evos-SG. The Blazing Duet will secure the nail in the coffin of the Tigers. But at the same time, Kolya still once again look at the re-engage and disengaging. This is a dance from these two. I would say they are top-tier teams of MPL-SG.
And there is no debate. There is no debate that these are the best teams that we're seeing, and one of the best teams that we're seeing in the league right now. Evos-SG, look at the stats again, time and time again. They're team fighting so well. Like, they pull out the aggression and they re-engage when it's timely. Granted, the big mistake that I'm seeing now from Evos-SG is the macro play, right? Yep. It's always someone off the side when the fight is breaking out. They arrive a little too late. That causes them these games. Look at Swoop right now. He goes for Winter Truncheon because, you know, hey, every time I stand in the backline, I'm almost instantly like, I need that safety.
Yeah, and you gotta also credits over to Dara as well. Finds the flank, finds a re-engage, and immediately when Dara re-engages, right, Evos SG cannot stand a chance. But right now, don't forget, we are pushing Evos SG to that corner, and a dangerous animal cornered up is extremely dangerous.
All credit to Notorious Villains too, right? The way they've been fighting this, the way they've been singling out targets. It's no mean feat against Evos SG. This is a team that earlier dropped their game to Kingsman. You know, they took some hits earlier in the weekend, but now they're coming back strong, they're coming back renewed. JPL jumping to 4 members again, taking the risk that his team needs. Might just die here though, as Collier is sticking on top of him. Potato comes in with the reinforcements. They fire bullets to get them off of JPL, and now he's going to reset.
But it's a 4v4 match going in, right? That's going to be fighting against and around this Lord Pit. You can see off the map, it is Dara as well as Girl. But it seems like if it was Notorious Villains, they want to look for Girl instead. We'll be trying to burst it out, but that's Uranus. He's going to lock in terms of regeneration. Remember, Evos SG, where are they?
Maybe not the play here to focus down the Uranus. Dara might have overextended Potato with the damage though, but the shields from Dara more than enough to keep him healthy. JPL in the center. He actually has the mobility, possibly getting out. Not really overestimating, but he fights Fenrir here. If he gets the kick, that could be the trigger for Evos SG. Again, JPL, his Cho, one of the most legendary heroes for this particular player, is performing. He's dancing the line. He's keeping Notorious Villains on their toes.
He's literally playing with fire, right? Evos SG. So right now, Notorious Villains, they're going to start this lore. They are running out of patience. I can feel it right from the caster desk. As Evos SG and Batista jumping in. JPL just being a distraction. Where is the members of Evos SG? They need them right now. Notorious Villains is hammering on top of their lord, and once you can see this slow dancing between, and if you can't bring the fountain, you can bring the fountain towards you, but here comes the JPL, a bit of a subversion coming in. The kick lands on top of MPL-SG, but real world manipulation come on. They will be able to rain damage over to Notorious Villains. The lord not be able to take a gun by Notorious Villains. Fenrir looking very low, would not be able to do anything at all. Looking very low, will be able to get out there. Evos SG turn this around.
They dance around the fight so well, and JPL, look at him, he's been at that health bar.
He's still alive?
For the whole fight, he's literally pulling aggro and just taking the fight on Evos SG's terms. Now Fenrir, he's going to back off MPL-SG, meanwhile getting pushed off the bot push from Girl.
Okay, Evos SG, they don't really have the minions. They only have one siege minion by the side. They need to protect the siege minions at all costs. Notorious Villain, they need to not up, but it's this Evos SG that's chunking up. We'll be able to kill Fenrir. Oh no, Fenrir! Oh, the Winter Chunker will be able to rescue him. But then, well, they don't. Death Sonata, Rhapsody will be able to wipe them out. MPL-SG is the only one for the side of Notorious Villain, and they have to defend this.
Now the minions are streaming in. I don't know if MPL-SG can do anything. He doesn't have the knockout punch. They're using the Void Crystal to push him off. And Potato and company, they managed to close out game 1. Evos SG, they roar loud and they roar proud.